to the Committee on Public Services this morning. Madam Clerk.
Commissioner Varga,
Here.
Commissioner Palomero,
Here.
Here.
Commissioner Hattis,
He's here.
Yeah, he is here.
Yeah, present.
Commissioner Daub,
Here.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Here.
Commissioner Ware,
Present.
Chair Marecki.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. Next item.
B, approval of the September 22nd, 2020 meeting minutes.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, we have approval and support. Any questions, any changes, anything with this? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes. Next item.
C, old business. There is none.
Okay, I just want to make a note of something. A few of the commissioners had asked for me to put a couple items on the agenda, and I told you those would be here this week. On Friday, I got a call from the administration asking me to put it on the next meeting because DPS had been short of staff and the budget. So I agreed to do that for the next meeting so that the flooding issue and the speed bumps will be on the next meeting for sure. So I apologize for that, but they asked me to make an exception for that. Okay, next item.
Item D1, under new business, requesting commission approval of retroactive modification 2 to a lease agreement with Triple Properties Detroit.
Okay, it's renewal for a lease. Is there someone here on this?
Madam the Chair, so move
Okay.
to approve this item. It's clear.
All right.
Support.
Okay, we have an approval and support. Is there someone from the administration on this?
Madam Chair, this is Daryl Jones from Buildings. Anthony Cartwright should actually be on the call, basically to give you more information on this. It does come through my filter through my department. It's just that's the real estate part, and I do not have the information that you might would need from him.
So I'm
Okay,
here, Haris Ahmad from Wayne County Corporation.
okay.
Council.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to cover
Okay,
for Anthony because he has an appointment. He may be on, but I'll cover for him in the meantime.
Okay, great. Just can you speak to this? I know it's a kind of a retroactive agreement, but it's quite a bit of money, and maybe you can just go over this.
Sure. Yeah, and it's been a little while, but I will, I'm familiar with it. So, we've had this lease with Penobscot for some time. The FOC, the Friend of the Court, has been in the Penobscot building for quite some time. During the period it was there, it actually moved into a new space in the Penobscot with the current landlord, where there was a build out done and new furniture installed and all sorts of things. So that was built into this new lease and this new space. And so the current space that the Friend of the Court is in is a 2-floor stacked layout, which improved their layout from what they had before. So we were in a multi-year lease with the landlord, and there was an option to renew that had to be exercised sometime last year. If I recall correctly, I think it was probably in October, and it was not exercised. The staff member responsible for doing that is no longer with the county, but for whatever reason, it was not exercised. I think there were several reasons that alternatives were being looked at. In any case, we did negotiate with the landlord because we were then subject to a holdover rate of 110% of the current rate, which is $25 a square foot, which would have been quite a lot. We were able to negotiate a deal with the landlord if we were to extend our stay, and given the circumstances, that seemed like that was going to be the most feasible option for us, for the county. And so, here we are. The reason that it got delayed is because with COVID, as with so many things, things got thrown into disarray, but also there was an attempt to try to negotiate favorable terms, as was the directive for, I think, all of our leases with the county. Unfortunately, we were not able to. So this is the deal that we have on the table. And it carries us into, if I'm not mistaken, I think we have about 4 years on it.
Any questions from the commissioners?
Just,
Okay.
I have a
Yes,
quick
go ahead.
question. So I'm just
Yes.
looking at this through the 2024. What is the cost per square foot after the negotiation comes out to be?
So it's frozen at 25 for the next 2 years. And I apologize, Commissioner Baydun. I have some questions in front of me, but I was trying to pull up the modification. And
It looks like if we renew with the options, then it'll go up to 27 per square foot.
yes, that sounds correct at the end.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's 25, I think, for the next 2 years, frozen, the same rate that we're at right now. And then after that, it will increase.
Okay, thank you.
So it looks like there were a lot of building problems in the Penobscot, but it looks like the administration is happy with the repairs and looks like it's going much better than it was a few years ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, there were, especially in the beginning, there were a lot of ongoing issues. I mean, this is partly why we moved into the other space. But even with the new space, there were still some issues with elevators and some things like that. But most recently, things have been going pretty smoothly. The communication has been much better, which was one of the problems as far as the landlord working on the issues, actually, but informing the county that they are working on the issues and in front of the court. And so that's been a lot better now. And also the elevators have been actually increased, elevator access. There's more banks in operation, which makes it a lot better. So overall, much better. The other issues that have been talked about with that building were really for unoccupied spaces, not for the front of the court space or the common areas. So we're satisfied with it.
Okay, and it looks like in the first agreement that they were talking about building a parking garage, but that didn't happen. Do you know where everybody parks for this court?
My understanding is that either they're offered the same parking that the rest of the county was at the First Street garage, or they make their own arrangements. But the First Street garage would be just as far, actually closer, technically, maybe by a block, than the Guardian building.
Well, do clients do?
Oh, sorry, you're talking about the clients.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm sorry, Commissioner, I don't know exactly, but there are surface lots, as you know, in the area, and I don't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's a very busy.
There is valet. There is valet
busy.
available, but so I do see some people.
Oh,
taking
there
it.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's all Oh, you know what? Just a side note, and I don't even know if you would know this. And I appreciate your information. Right before, I think probably a year before COVID hit, there was talk about consideration to a civil complex in addition to the criminal complex that we're currently building. Are there any talks about that still?
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
the
I don't know the
future?
final, I don't know the current status of that.
Okay.
It's just, I think with COVID, I think everything's slowed down, so.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, all
Hi,
right.
this is Anthony. This is Anthony, by the way. How's everybody doing? I don't think there still talks for that civil complex. I know back when we were first started renegotiating,
Anthony, you're breaking up.
He's still on.
You're still on, but you broke up.
Okay, well, it sounds like no.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have an approval and support. Any questions or anything from the commissioners? Okay.
Chair. Terry,
Hello?
one question.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah, this is Commissioner Palomero. I just
Yes.
have a quick question, and I'll support this item, but in a more global sense, we read a lot about, or I've read a lot about a decreasing demand for downtown office space because of the uncertainties of COVID and more people working from home and likely working from home on a more long-term basis. What is that doing to the overall cost of downtown office space?
Yeah, that's a good question. We've discussed this. I don't know if anybody has the answer from the wherever administration, but I know we lucked out because the Smith Group signed a contract for 10 years right before COVID. So, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of concern about that. Is there anyone to address that? About the cost of office space with this?
And
I'm
maybe
sorry, I
Anthony
didn't
has
hear
better reception now.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question. I got kicked off. I got logged back
No,
in. What was the question?
Go ahead, Commissioner Palomero.
Thanks, Madam Chair. Just with more people working from home, in which appears to be going to be more than a short-term trend, what is it doing to the cost of downtown office space? I've read a lot about it. It's seeming the demand isn't quite there. Do we know how it's going to impact our other leases, and including the office space that we rent in the Guardian building? Is it going down as I've read, or what is the status?
Yes, it is going down with the impact of COVID and people work from home and the way the COVID went down. Any high rise 3 floors or higher is going to be impacted in the future in office space, in office space rentals. So they are projecting a decrease in the high-rise office space rental, especially in the metro downtown areas. So that is affecting us. We actually have renegotiated, you guys probably seen, come through commission this year alone, we've probably renegotiated 4 or 5 of our leases to get reductions from the impact of COVID. So yes, it is going to affect actually the Guardian building and other spaces in downtown Detroit area.
To that point, Madam Chair, you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, we should be able to renegotiate now in this
Well, we did.
environment.
We actually did renegotiate. The rate was, if you look at the old contract, the rate's supposed to escalate every year, and it's supposed to be higher than the rate that we just renegotiated, and we got it down to 25 flat. And the reason being is because of the modifications that they did to the building for us, and the furniture that they put, the FF&E that they put into the building for us, is how we came at that rate. But we actually, if you look at the first contract, we actually did get a reduction from the original proposed lease from 2021 to 2025.
Good.
Yep. Okay. And thank you for the staff as well. You put a lot of work into this, so I appreciate that. Any other questions from commissioners, comments? Okay, thank you to the administration. All right, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll on this?
Commissioner Varga?
Hello?
Commissioner Varga?
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero?
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis?
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb?
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun?
Yes.
Commissioner Ware?
Yes.
Chairman Recchi?
Yes. Okay, motion passes. Next item.
Item 2, requesting commission approval of a 2-year purchase order terms and conditions with 1-year option to renew with Poco Sales.
Okay, this is for barricades and cones. Any questions on this from commissioners?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I just have one quick question. Are we replacing barricades and cones, or just adding to the inventory with this contract?
Good morning. This is Derek
Morning.
Coley, Director of the Equipment Division. we will be replacing on an as-needed basis. In general, the consumption of these items are due to, as you may know, motorists striking them and destroying them. Sometimes they are uncollected when the roads crews put them out because of heavy winds or other factors that move them away. Sometimes citizens will move them. Sometimes theft is involved. They deteriorate over time. They fade in color and their reflective quality decreases, so they have to be replaced. Sometimes there's asphalt or paint that is transferred onto them and renders them useless. And then otherwise normal use from assembly and disassembly. So the roads division and the other departments and divisions that need them, those are some of the reasons why they will replace them, and it is on an as-needed basis.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, and if you don't know this, it's no big deal. But what's the average life of an orange barrel? How many years does it live or exist?
Through the chair, that's a good question. Maybe if someone is on from Rose Division, they would be a little better to answer that question.
Okay, it's no big deal. It's just something I was wondering.
A good question.
Good morning.
Go ahead, Mr. Shea.
Good morning, commissioners. It all depends again, but the standard lifespan of an orange barrel is at least within 2 to 3 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Depending on what they go through. Some people destroy them or knock them down, crush them. It all depends on how bad they get beat up.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Sure. Any other questions? Okay, I don't think we have a motion.
Oh, I'll move for approval. Dog.
Okay.
Support.
All
Haddis.
right. We have an approval by Commissioner Dobbs, supported by Commissioner Haddis. One more time, any questions? Okay, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Haddis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Marecki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of modification 1 to a 2-year contract with Majeski and Masters.
Okay. This is flooding issues in the electric room at the Jefferson and Dix bridges. Any questions on this? I have a question if someone's here on this item.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
I'm here,
Steve?
Commissioner.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, there was a question asked by our staff if the, I think this is the one. This is to, okay. If the work that was done on these bridges a couple years ago, if something happened in that now we're having to, now we're having these problems with these rooms. I think this is the one that they asked that question on.
Okay, I guess to answer that, Commissioner Marecki, is this contract is basically to deal with the flooding issue at Jefferson Bridge over River Rouge that's causing a lot of problems in the control room. The second is that Dix Bridge over River Rouge has a closing. There's gap between the bridge. Approximately on one side is 3/4 inch, and then the other side is 1.5 inches. So this company, Majeski and Masters, are the consultant engineers. They're going to do a comprehensive survey to try to determine what the problem is with that, with both of those bridges.
So there was major work done to that West Jefferson Bridge though a couple years ago, right before your time?
I will have to. I don't know of that, but I'm sure there is. I can look into that for you,
Madam Chair,
Marecki, and get back with you on that.
Andrew Kandrivas here.
Oh, hi.
Hi. The Jefferson Avenue Bridge was completely redone, completely rebuilt. It was a multi-year project after a boat had struck it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it was, it was completely redone.
So is this just something typical that would happen in a redone bridge to have these water issues on it?
Well,
Flooding
the impact
issues?
the impact was so hard, Commissioner, we have to go in and determine what really is the major cause to it, you know, from a structural point of view.
But let's be clear, Madam Chair, that when we say flooding, I don't believe we're talking about flooding on the street or any of the driving
No,
surfaces.
in
Is
the
that right?
rooms.
Okay.
In
No,
the
just
electric-
in the control room.
Yeah, the control rooms.
This is Ron Agasinski.
Go
What's
ahead,
happening
Ryan.
is the water levels in the rivers and the lakes have gone up so high, about a foot higher than normal. And now this is exacerbating a problem that wasn't there before due to the
Okay.
high water levels.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you. Okay, any questions from commissioners? All right, your direction.
So move for approval. Okay, let Joe make the motion, I'll support.
Thank
Okay.
you.
We have an approval and a support. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll on this?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Marecki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of retroactive amendment 4 to a lease agreement with International Precast Solutions.
Okay, is someone here on this? This is a retroactive sole source and it's paying outstanding invoices. So,
Yes, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, James Heath and Daryl Jones are here to speak on this.
okay, go ahead.
Okay, Madam Chair. So this is a pre-existing debt that is based on precasting jail cells for the old jail construction. We had a bunch of them that were destroyed, and this process is the invoices that are a term of $150,000. That is the invoices from January of 2019 to the following end of the year of December of 2019. I'm sorry, excuse me, of 2019. So it took 12 months actually to determine that we could actually get these sales destroyed. Based on unavailability to move them, they were decommissioned and could not be used anywhere else, and they had to be destroyed, and this is the bill that finalized this.
Yeah, Commissioner, the sales were, the destruction was completed in October of last year. There was some delay with the company that was contracted to do the work. There were materials other than just concrete that caused a little bit more of a complicated situation in disposing of the debris, and the cells were located at different points throughout the site, and so they had to bring in additional equipment to move the cells to another location at the storage site so that they could eventually be destroyed. And so that was the delay, and so obviously we had to hold over at International Precast until we could complete that process. And so I have been in touch with the owners from International Precast as well as their attorneys, informing them that we would be bringing this contract to the commission. There was somewhat of a delay. We actually had intended to do it pre-COVID, but things just kind of got a little bit out of hand, and so we are here now. This isn't a debt that the county owns, and I think to avoid any sort of legal action going forward, I think that we should. I urge the committee to approve this contract so we can get this paid, and this will kind of finish everything out. The cells are completely destroyed, done with, and this will terminate our relationship with International Precast.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. Any questions from the commissioners? Okay, your direction.
So move, Madam the Chair.
Okay.
I'll support Dobb.
All right, we have an approval and a support. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomero,
Yes.
Commissioner Hadis,
Yes.
Commissioner Dobb,
Yes.
Commissioner Baydoun,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 5, requesting commission approval
you.
of modification 1 to a grant acceptance with the Michigan Department of Natural Resources Forest Resources Division.
Okay, this is to extend a $20,000 grant, which is great to see. Any questions on
Move
that?
approval.
Okay.
Support.
Was that Varga?
Varga, yes.
Okay, we have approval from Varga, supported from Palomera. Any questions? Okay, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomera,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware, Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, motion passes. Next item.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Wayne.
So
Commissioner
move for
Mattis?
approval.
Okay.
I'll
Support.
support Dobb.
Okay, we have support. Commissioner Dobb. Any questions? Okay, Madam Clerk?
Item 7, requesting
No,
commission approval.
no, please call the roll. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomera,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item, please.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of a re-award with the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments.
Okay, this is for the Rouge River Greenway Hines Park Connector, and this was a grant that was issued in 2019, but the project wasn't ready, so it shifted to 2020. Any questions on this? Okay,
Support.
all right, we have an approval by Commissioner Vargas, supported by Commissioner Baidoon. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomera,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes, motion passes. Number 8, please.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with the Tetra Tech of Michigan.
Okay, this is to repair and upgrade 14 pump stations throughout the country, or the county, excuse me.
So move for approval, Madam Chair.
Okay,
Support.
okay. I think that was Commissioner Hattis, supported by Commissioner Daub, I think. Any questions on this?
No, it wasn't me for support.
Oh, wasn't
Big
you?
doing.
Varga.
They do. Okay. Sorry about that. Any questions on this? All right, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomera,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 9, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with 2 one-year options to renew with Jack Doheny Companies.
All right, this
Move
is
for
school
approval.
safety equipment. Okay,
I'll support Dobb.
all right. We have an approval and support. Any questions from commissioners? All right, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomera,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chairman Mareki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 10, requesting commission approval of modification 1 to a 3-year contract with the 1-year option to renew with Baker and Associates.
Okay, this is for professional services for the Goddard Bridge. Any questions on this?
Move for approval.
Okay.
Support.
All right, we have an approval and support. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomera,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 11, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with the 1-year option to renew with Baker and Associates.
All right, and this is for the Merriman Road and the reconstruction of the Merriman Bridge. This is in Westland. Any
So
any
move
work
for
on Merriman?
approval.
Who's
So
that?
move
I'm
for-
sorry.
This is L. So move
Okay.
for approval.
All right.
Support Jewel Ware.
Okay, we have an approval and a support by Hattis and Ware. Any questions on this? Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomera,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes. Motion passes. Next item.
Item 12, requesting commission approval of a 3-year contract with the 1-year option to renew with Great Lakes Engineering Group.
Okay, this is to reconstruct the Vining Road culvert over Blakely Drain. Questions on this?
Anytime they have a drain issue, I'd be honored to make the motion for it.
Okay.
I'll
So move
support
for
you,
approval.
Commissioner.
Okay, we have approval by Commissioner Hattis, supported by Commissioner Baidoon. Any questions from the members? Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner Varga,
Yes.
Commissioner Palomera,
Yes.
Commissioner Hattis,
Yes.
Commissioner Daub,
Yes.
Commissioner Baidoon,
Yes.
Commissioner Ware,
Yes.
Chair Mareki.
Yes. Next item.
E, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
Okay, is there any such other matters from the committee? Okay, next item.
Public comments.
Okay, have we received any emails?
No, we have not received any emails.
Okay, I don't see anybody in the chat room. Could you open it up so any of the participants could address us? If anybody from the public that would like to address the Committee on Public Services, please go ahead. Is everybody unmuted, Madam Clerk?
Yes.
Okay. All right, anybody from the public that would like to address us this morning? One more time, anybody from the public that would like to address the public services? Okay, I don't hear any people. I don't see any people. Next item.
Adjournment.
Adjournment. We have a motion.
So move.
Okay, we have a motion and support. We are now adjourned. Thank you, everyone.